Real Gaming, coming at you with another video. And today I'm going to be doing a ban list prediction video for the Digimon trading card game. A little over a week ago, I posted a much longer kind of conversation starter discussion video talking about the ban list. Those cards weren't really cards I thought all of those would get hit. I definitely got a lot of comments from people maybe not reading the description or the name of the video, but I was really just trying to give my thoughts on a lot of the cards that we could look forward to that may be on the chopping block for the Digimon trading card game. So in this video, I actually want to give you all my thoughts on the cards that will actually get hit, what I believe should get hit, and that are most likely to get hit. But this is going to be my list. Let's see how it matches up when it actually does happen. Okay, we are in digimoncard.dev. I'm going to go through this site. I like this site a lot. It's one of my favorite ones to, build my decks on for Digimon and just kind of to go through some of the sets. So we're going to search up the cards that I think are going to be hit on the upcoming Digimon trading card game ban list. And the first card I want to talk about for sure is going to be Mirage, the blue boy himself. Such a just crazy problem card in the Digimon trading card game. I think so many people have a problem with this card, and so do I. I think that you have to put this card either at 1 or ban it entirely. I wouldn't be opposed to banning it entirely, but I think that the best course of action for this card would be to hit it to 1 and see what happens from there. That way some of the decks that want to play him can, still see him as a 1-of and do their Mirage shenanigans. I would actually prefer that it got banned altogether because you don't need this card. There's other Mirages that you can play in the deck still if you wanted to run a straight Mirage deck, but no one's doing that. Everyone's abusing Mirage in other decks, but Mirage definitely hit to 1. I would say hit to 1. Not banned, but specifically down to 1. 1 copy of for Mirage Galgamon. Alright, next card I want to put on the ban list. A lot of people may be upset with me about this one, but we are going to go with the Bowmon. I think that Fenrilugamon can be very oppressive to play against when they see their pieces. I do know that, the deck's getting a lot of support, but they have another egg for the deck. I believe they're making another egg for the deck, and I think with that being said, they don't want to kill this archetype because it's one of the main characters for Digimon, and I think that the way that you kind of stop this deck is from putting this card down to 1. I think Bowmon going down to 1 would help, that deck. If they want to sit on this rookie in the breeding area, they have to kind of give away some pressure, and then it would lower the consistency of you being able to, Digivolve and do your whole play. I think that this is the right play for the deck to hit this card to 1. I still think the deck would be super powerful and strong, but I don't think that they can just sit now in the back area and know that, if they want to move up, they can. And they just got more Bowmons to play with. I think this is a nice touch for the deck to put it at 1, and everyone will have to run different eggs or one of the newer ones that they release if they do so. So Bowmon down to 1 is going to be the other card. And staying on the purple train here, let's go to Jack Raid. This card, I think, needs to get hit to 1. I don't think banned altogether. It is a nice card to have at 1. So purple decks that want to play with this can do that, but I think that putting it to 1 needs to happen because there's so many purple decks that, keep recurring this card, being able to add it to your hand, and then if you only ever have 1 in the deck, when you see it, it's nice, and then when purple players have to play around only having 1 copy of this card, then it makes the plays that they have to do to, play the Mat Tamer to get it back to hand, or, play the Lilithmon to get it back to hand. They're only getting to, keep recurring the same one over and over again, as opposed to being able to drop multiples in the same turn. I think that this card does too much. It's too easy in purple to recycle, and I think that it should go down to 1. And I can see, the Digimon trading card game doing that. I can see the developers wanting to do that to this card so they can make newer cards. So people actually use some of the new memory shenanigan cards that they've made as opposed to this older one from BT4 back in the day. I think we put it to 1 just like they've done with Hammer Spark and Ice Wall. Should be to 1. Jack Raid going down the list. Let's see what I have here. And I think a lot of people... Let's see if we can find it. I'll have to scroll through and find it. But Protoform will be the card that I'm trying to talk about here. It's not pulling up for whatever reason. Proto? There we go. Protoform. I think that Protoform needs to go to 1. But I do not think that that is going to happen. I don't think this happens because we do have another X Anybody set coming out. I did want to bring this card up, but I do not think this gets hit. We are getting a reprint for the card, but I did want to bring this one up because if it does happen, I could see it, but I'm not putting it on my list for cards that get banned because I think that, you know, Digimon would be hurting themselves with this next set if they ban this card. So Protoform is not going to be on the list. I just wanted to bring it up as a touching topic. I think that it should be banned or put to 1, but I do not believe that it will happen. Like I said, this list, I'm trying to put out what I think will, you know, be the cards that actually get hit. You know, trying not to discriminate, anything like that. Not really a ton of thoughts or what I want. This is the list that I think will be hit. And going on with that one, I do think that y'all know what I'm trying to look for. Velgramon, if I can find this guy. Velgramon is a problem. I do think that Velgramon needs to get hit to 1. That way, the same vein with Purple Hybrid being able to do their hybrid shenanigans, maybe they, you know, have to try really hard to be able to do that. Wow, he's like way down here. We'll go through the cards. But I think Velgramon Loop is toxic. I don't think that a lot of people like to play against the deck because of that card. I do not think that the deck is fun to play with because of that card. It leads to mindless gameplays, and it's just a problem. I think it's a problem for the trading card game. Any cards that can like loop like that have always been a problem with Purple. I'm going to cut this out maybe because I can't find it. There's so many things with Veil. Okay, had to cut that out because I had a big time problem trying to find this card on the digimontcard.dev. But I do think that Velgramon needs to get hit for sure. Put it down to 1, and then the deck can still do purple hybrid things, right? But I do think that this card is the problem in the deck. It leads to degenerate looping. It leads to, you know, not a lot of counterplay for your opponent to be able to go through with this card. I don't think it's healthy for the game. Like I said, I don't think it's fun to play this card. And I don't think that it's fun to have this card played against you. With all the shenanigans that Purple can hybrid do, looping through, being able to get this card back, I could see it even getting banned, but I'll say hit to 1 because there's so many ways to get this card back to your hand to keep looping it over, right? Once you see 1, you're going to just keep looping it back. So I think that they'll just hit it to 1 to be safe. That way the consistency of finding the deck, if you don't see it, you know, now you're just doing normal purple hybrid stuff, and maybe you can't build a whole deck based around this card. But I do think that it needs to get hit to 1. I do not think that Velgramon is good for the card game at all. Next card, this will be the last card on the list for me that I think will get hit. And I do think that it is going to be the dual tamer here for Imperial Dramon. I know a lot of people are torn on these cards. I do think that this is the one card that should get hit in Imperial Dramon. I think that it gives them too many ways to get back into the game consistently. And it's too easy for them to progress their game state with this card. I think that if you could only play the Vmon or Wormmon off this card, if you didn't have any Digimon out, that would make this card a lot more balanced. Digimon is not a card game that goes around trying to errata cards like this and change them. I think that this card needs to get hit to 1. I think it would help slow down the consistency of Imperial Dramon a little bit without taking away any of the powerful plays that it can do. And then the fact that it lets you, you know, gain memory and trash sources. This tamer really is over-tuned for the deck. I think maybe a lot of Imperial Dramon players will be mad at me for this, but this is a card that I think should get hit to 1. So this is the list. These are the, you know, 5 cards that I think will get hit in the Digimon trading card game. Mirage Galgamon down to 1, Balmon down to 1, Jackraid down to 1, Velgramon down to 1, and Davis Motomiya and Ken Ichijoji from BT16 down to 1. I think that this would help make room for a lot of other cards in the Digimon trading card game, while at the same time, you know, not destroying any of these decks out entirely. One deck to kind of touch on here is Gallantmon. None of the Gallantmon stuff is on here. I think that Gallantmon is too new in the card game for them to hit it. I think they want to still sell some of this set that went through. And I think that Gallantmon is very piece reliant, right? As powerful as a deck and as consistent as it is, you can get bricked up in Gallantmon. So that's why I don't have any Gallantmon hits. This is all 5 of the cards that I think will be on the next ban list. So let's see, you know, how close I am to it. This would actually be a pretty big list for Digimon, right? Like 5 cards. But I do think that these are the most logical, most likely cards to get hit. Please let me know in the description down below what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Is this a list that you could see happening? Is this maybe not enough for the Digimon card game? Or is this too much? Please let me know what y'all think. Like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Peace.